Will come to order. The invocation today will be given by Reverend Alice Fleming Townley from the United Methodist Church in East Lansing, guests of Representative Brixey. Will members, staff, and guests in the gallery please rise?
Let us pray. O holy God, in whom we are held, we thank you for the experiences of this last week and words of the Michigander about our world, Earth being so interconnected and fragile. We thank you for the gift of seeing our Earth in perspective of our larger universe, of the water, the land, and the wind as gifts, of plants and animals and all that grows moving in and of our shared humanity. O Holy One, we are reminded yet again of beauty, of power, of fragility, of our shared needs for food and shelter and health care, of common desires to wonder, to study, to make better. O Holy One, may this spring season bring forth renewed energy, opportunities to deepen understanding, that we might be healers and leaders on this earth. We pray for our state lawmakers, their teams and families. Watch over them, protect them, and grant them wisdom, we pray. Amen.
The clerk will open the board for the purpose of taking attendance. The board is now open. Members, you may check in at your desk. Members, if I could get your attention, please, for the purpose of an introduction, the speaker recognizes Representative Conlin.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I would like to introduce 25 students, 14 adults who are here today in the West Gallery from Brighton, from Hornig Elementary School.
Will the special guest of Representative Conlin please rise? And welcome to the Michigan House of Representatives. WWMT Channel 3 out of Kalamazoo has permission to record today's session. Colleagues, if I could have your attention, please, for the purpose of an introduction. The speaker recognizes Representative Rigas.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It is my privilege today to welcome 14 constituents from Berry County, from the Berry County Community Foundation for their leadership day.
Will the guest of Representative Rigas please rise? And welcome to the Michigan House of Representatives. Colleagues, if I could get your attention for the purpose of introduction, the speaker recognizes Representative Witwer.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I have a great group of women here today. They're from the General Federation of Women's Clubs, Michigan Federation, and they are in the South Gallery.
Will the special guest of Representative Witwer please rise? And welcome to the Michigan House of Representatives. Members, if I could get your attention, please. For the purpose of an introduction, the speaker recognizes Representative Byrnes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Today in the gallery, I have a high school student from Dearborn High, Mahdi Nasrallah. Just want to welcome him to the House floor, or to the House.
Will the special guest of Representative Byrnes please rise? And welcome to the Michigan House of Representatives. Speaker recognizes Minority Floor Leader Fitzgerald.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move to excuse Representatives Arbit, Kafia, Edwards, Herzberg, Hope, and Whitsett, please.
Speaker recognizes, without objection, so ordered. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Posthumous.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move to excuse Representative Shriver.
So ordered. The clerk will close the board, tally, display, and announce today's attendance.
Madam Speaker, a quorum of the House is present. There are no members absent with prior excuse.
Will members, staff, and guests in the gallery please rise and join me now in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Speaker recognizes Majority Caucus Chair Borton.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Attention, Republican members. We have a Republican caucus in the Republican caucus room. Republican members, we have a Republican caucus in the Republican caucus room.
The House will go at ease at the call of the chair. For the purpose of an introduction, the Speaker recognizes Representative Wortz.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Today I am pleased to have 6 students from Hillsdale College here visiting the Capitol with me. They are in the West Gallery today.
Will the special guest of Representative Wortz please rise? And welcome to the Michigan House of Representatives.
Could I have members' attention for the purpose of introduction? The chair recognizes the Democratic Caucus Chair, Representative Young.
Thank you. Democratic colleagues, we have caucus in the caucus room. Democratic colleagues, caucus in the caucus room. Thank you.
Democratic members, caucus has been called.
The House will come to order and proceed to messages from the Senate.
To the Speaker of the House of Representatives, dear sir, I herewith return House Bill 5455. Senate has passed the bill, order to be given immediate effect, and pursuant to Joint Rule 20, insert the full title.
The House will agree to the title of the bill. The bill will be referred to the clerk for enrollment printing and presentation to the governor on March 24th, 2026.
To the Speaker of the House of Representatives, dear sir, I herewith return House Bill 4044. The Senate has passed the bill.
Bill will be referred to the clerk for enrollment printing and presentation to the governor on March 25th, 2026.
I herewith return House Concurrent Resolution number 6. The Senate has adopted the concurrent resolution.
Refer to the clerk.
I herewith transmit Senate Bill 704, a bill to amend the Michigan Regulation and Taxation of Marijuana Act. People of the state of Michigan, an act.
Bill will be considered at a first time by its title and referred to the Committee on Regulatory Reform. Announces by the clerk of printing and enrollment.
The clerk announced the following bills and reproduced and made available electronically on Thursday, March 19th. House Bills 5761 through 5774. Senate clerk announced the enrollment printing and press to the governor on Tuesday, March 24th for her approval. The following bill. Enrolled House Bill 5455 at 3:35 p.m. Clerk announced the following bills were reproduced and made available electronically on Wednesday, March 25th. Senate Bills 884 through 888. The clerk announced the following Senate bill received on Wednesday, March 25th. Senate Bill 704. Clerk announced the enrollment printing and presentation to the governor on Thursday, March 26th for her approval. The following bill, enrolled House Bill 4044 at 11:02 a.m. Clerk announced the following bills were reproduced and made available electronically on Thursday, March 26th. Senate Bills 889 through 894. Clerk announced the following bills were reproduced and made available electronically on Tuesday, April 14th. Senate Bills 895.
Reports of standing committees.
The Committee on Transportation, Infrastructure, and Development Chair reported House Bill 5636 without amendment with recommendation the bill pass.
Bill will be referred to the order second reading of bills.
The Committee on Transportation, Infrastructure, and Development Chair reported Senate Bill 274 without amendment with recommendation the bill pass.
Bill will refer to the order second reading of bills. Notices.
The House Committee on Health Policy will meet Wednesday, April 15th at 9 a.m., room 519 of the House Office Building. House Committee on Judiciary will meet Wednesday, April 15th at 10:30 a.m. in room 521 of the House Office Building. The House Oversight Subcommittee on Corporate Subsidies and State Investments will meet Wednesday, April 15th at 10:30 a.m., room 326 of the House Office Building. The House Committee on Natural Resources and Tourism will meet Wednesday, April 15th at 12 noon in room 519 of the House Office Building. The House Committee on Economic Competitiveness will meet Thursday, April 16th at 10:30 a.m., room 521 of the House Office Building. The House Committee on Rules will meet Thursday, April 16th at 10:30 a.m., room 428 of the Capitol.
Messages from the governor.
To the Speaker of the House of Representatives, to describe this day approved and signed Road House Bill number 5455, being Public Act number 6 on March 26th at 9:32 a.m. I have this day approved and signed Road House Bill 4044, being Public Act number 7 on March 26th at 2:20 p.m. Received from Governor Gretchen Whitmer Executive Order 2026-3, amended Declaration of State of Emergency. Received from Governor Gretchen Whitmer Executive Order 2026-4, Declaration of State of Emergency. Received from Governor Gretchen Whitmer Executive Order number 2026-5, Declaration of State of Emergency.
For the purposes of an introduction, the chair recognizes Representative Tsernoglou.
Thank you. I would like to take a moment to welcome a group of students and parents from St. Martha's Catholic School in Okemos. They're taking a tour of the Capitol today, and I hope they're enjoying learning more about our state. Please join me in welcoming them in the East Gallery to Lansing today.
Will the special guests, Representative Tsernoglou, please rise? Welcome to the Michigan House of Representatives. Communications from state officers.
Received from the Secretary of State the following notice of filing of administrative rules. 26-03-01 for the Department of Licensing and Regulatory Affairs entitled Physical Therapy General Rules. 26-03-02 for the Department of Civil Rights entitled Organization, Practice, and Procedure. 26-03-03 for the Department of Licensing and Regulatory Affairs entitled Unarmed Combat. 26-03-04 for the Department of Licensing and Regulatory Affairs entitled Pharmacy, Pharmacist Continuing Education. 26-03-05 for the Department of Licensing and Regulatory Affairs entitled Pharmacy, General Rules. 26-03-06 for the Department of Licensing and Regulatory Affairs entitled Homes for the Aged. 26-03-07 for the Department of Licensing and Regulatory Affairs entitled Occupational Therapists, General Rules. 26-03-08 for the Department of Licensing and Regulatory Affairs entitled Medicine, General Rules. Received from the Michigan State Police the 2025 methamphetamine report by the Michigan State Police. Received from the Department of Technology Management and Budget the Michigan Public School Employees Retirement System Summary Annual Report Fiscal Year 2025.
Introduction of bills.
Representative Pavlo offers House Bill 5775, a bill to amend the Income Tax Act of 1967. People of the State of Michigan enact.
Bill be considered a first time by its title referred to Committee on Economic Competitiveness.
Representative Miller offers House Bill 5776, a bill to amend the General Property Tax Act. People of the State of Michigan enact.
Bill be considered a first time by its title and referred to Committee on Government Operations.
Representative Miller offers House Bill 5777, a bill to require the registration of certain large-scale data centers. People of the State of Michigan enact.
Bill be considered a first time by its title referred to Committee on Government Operations.
Representative Frisbee offers House Bill 5778, a bill to amend the Michigan Penal Code. People of the State of Michigan enact.
Bill be considered a first time by its title referred to Committee on Judiciary.
Representative Harris offers House Bill 5779, a bill to amend the Credit Union Act. People of the State of Michigan enact.
Bill be considered a first time by its title referred to Committee on Insurance.
Representative McFall offers House Bill 5780, a bill to amend the Credit Union Act. People of the State of Michigan enact.
Bill be considered a first time by its title and referred to Committee on Insurance.
Representative Schuette offers House Bill 5781, a bill to amend the Credit Union Act. People of the State of Michigan enact.
Bill be considered a first time by its title referred to Committee on Insurance.
Representative Leitner offers House Bill 5782, a bill to amend the Credit Union Act. People of the State of Michigan enact.
Bill be considered a first time by its title referred to Committee on Insurance.
Representative Brenda Carter offers House Bill 5783, a bill to amend the Credit Union Act. People of the State of Michigan enact.
Bill be considered a first time by its title referred to Committee on Insurance.
Representative Fitzgerald offers House Bill 5784, a bill to amend the Condominium Act. People of the State of Michigan, enact.
Will be considered at a first time by its title, referred to the Committee on Regulatory Reform.
Representative Miller offers House Bill 5785, a bill to amend the Use Tax Act. People of the State of Michigan, enact.
Will be considered at a first time by its title, referred to the Committee on Government Operations.
Representative Miller offers House Bill 5786, a bill to require that contracts for the construction of an enterprise data center include certain provisions. People of the State of Michigan, enact.
Will be considered at a first time by its title, referred to the Committee on Government Operations.
Representative Miller offers House Bill 5787, a bill to amend the General Sales Tax Act. People of the State of Michigan, enact.
Will be considered at a first time by its title, referred to the Committee on Government Operations.
Representative Miller offers House Bill 5788, the bill to amend the Natural Resources and Environmental Protection Act. People of the State of Michigan, enact.
Will be considered at a first time by its title, referred to the Committee on Government Operations.
Representative Cavett offers House Bill 5789, a bill to require that covered materials that were produced in the United States be procured for certain projects. People of the State of Michigan, enact.
Will be considered at a first time by its title, referred to the Committee on Regulatory Reform.
Representative Miller offers House Bill 5790, a bill to amend the General Sales Tax Act. People of the State of Michigan, enact.
Will be considered at a first time by its title, referred to the Committee on Government Operations.
Representative Miller offers House Bill 5791, a bill to amend the Use Tax Act. People of the State of Michigan, enact.
Will be considered at a first time by its title, referred to the Committee on Government Operations.
Representative Miller offers House Bill 5792, a bill to amend the Michigan Penal Code. People of the State of Michigan, enact.
Will be considered at a first time by its title, referred to the Committee on Government Operations.
Representative Miller offers House Bill 5793, a bill to amend the Code of Criminal Procedure. People of the State of Michigan, enact.
Will be considered a first time by its title and referred to the Committee on Government Operations. Announcements by the clerk.
To Clerk Starr from Representative Kuntz. Please remove my co-sponsorships from House Bill 5582 and 5585. To Clerk Starr from Representative Aragona. Please remove my co-sponsorship from the following bills: 5582, 5584, 5585. Received from the Auditor General a copy of the performance audit on efforts to monitor established service level agreements for the Medicaid Pharmacy Benefits Manager Contract, Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, March 2026. Received from the Auditor General a report on the internal audit compliance and other matters of the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, fiscal year ended September 30, 2025. Received from the Auditor General a copy of the report on internal control, compliance, and other matters of the Self-Insurers Security Fund Labor and Economic Opportunity, calendar year ended December 31st, 2025. Received from the Auditor General a copy of the follow-up report on selected activities related to investigation, timeliness, and compliant intake, Department of Civil Rights, April 2026. Report on internal control, compliance, and other matters of the Michigan Public School Employees Retirement System, fiscal year ended September 30, 2025.
Reports of standing committees.
The Committee on Families and Veterans, Representative Smalt's chair, reported House Bill 5715 without amendment, with recommendation the bill pass.
We refer to our second reading of bills.
The Committee on Families and Veterans, Representative Smalt's chair, reported House Bill 5514, recommendation that the substitute H1 be adopted and the bill then pass.
We refer to our second reading of bills. The House will stand at ease.
The House will come to order. Members, if I could have your attention, please, for the purpose of an introduction. Today, I have with me two very special constituents and that have been in Lansing and observing the inner workings here. Will Pastor Steve Smale and Nick Suter please rise? Colleagues, please join me in welcoming them to the Michigan House of Representatives. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Posthumous.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move that the House proceed to the order of second reading of bills in order to take up Senate Bill 274.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Senate Bill number 274, a bill to amend the Michigan Memorial Highway Act. The people of the state of Michigan enact.
The bill will be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, the question before the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Posthumous.
Continuing on the order of second reading of bills, move that the House take up calendar item number 117, House Bill 5688.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Calendar item number 117, House Bill 5688, introduced by Representative Hoadley, a bill to amend the General Sales Tax Act. The people of the state of Michigan enact.
The bill will be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, the question before the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Posthumous.
Continuing on the order of second reading of bills, move that the House take up calendar item number 110, House Bill 4720.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Calendar item number 110, House Bill 4720, introduced by Representative Smit, a bill to amend the Michigan election law. The people of the state of Michigan enact.
The bill will be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there amendments? There are. The clerk will read.
The Committee on Rules, Representative Schuette Chair, recommends the adoption of substitute H1.
The question is on the adoption of the substitute. The clerk will open the board. The substitute is adopted. Are there further amendments? There being no further amendments, the question before the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Posthumous.
Continuing on the order of second reading of bills, move that the House take up calendar item number 97, House Bill 4765.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Calendar item number 97, House Bill 4765, introduced by Representative Woolford, a bill to amend the Michigan election law. The people of the state of Michigan enact.
The bill will be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there amendments? There are. The clerk will read.
The Committee on Election Integrity, Representative Smit Chair, recommends the adoption of substitute H1.
The question is on the adoption of the substitute. The clerk will open the board. The substitute is adopted. Are there further amendments? There are. The clerk will read.
Representative Coolazar offers one amendment identified as Amendment 1A.
The question is on the adoption of the amendment. The clerk will open the board. The amendment is not adopted. Are there further amendments? There are. The clerk will read.
Representative Brenda Carter offers one amendment identified as Amendment 1B.
The question is on the adoption of the amendment. The clerk will open the board. The amendment is not adopted. Are there further amendments? There being no further amendments, the question before the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Posthumous.
Continuing on the order of second reading of bills, move that the House take up calendar item number 114, House Bill 5227.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Calendar item number 114, House Bill 5227, introduced by Representative Fairbairn, a bill to amend the Occupational Code. The people of the state of Michigan enact.
The bill will be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there amendments? There are. The clerk will read.
Representative Menser offers one amendment identified as Amendment number 1.
The question is on the adoption of the amendment. The clerk will open the board. The amendment is not adopted. Are there further amendments? There being no further amendments, the question before the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Posthumous.
Continuing on the order of second reading of bills, move that the House take up calendar item number 115, House Bill 5228.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Calendar item number 115, House Bill 5228, introduced by Representative Hoadley, a bill to amend the Occupational Code. People of the state of Michigan enact.
The bill will be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there amendments? There are. The clerk will read.
Representative Menser offers a floor substitute H1 identified as Amendment number 1.
The question is on the adoption of the substitute. The clerk will open the board. The substitute is not adopted. Are there further amendments? There being no further amendments, the question before the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Posthumous.
Continuing on the order of second reading of bills, move that the House take up calendar item number 116, House Bill 5229.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Calendar item number 116, House Bill 5229, introduced by Representative Liberati, a bill to amend the Occupational Code. The people of the state of Michigan enact.
The bill will be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there amendments? There are. The clerk will read.
Representative Menser offers one amendment identified as Amendment number 1.
The question is on the adoption of the amendment. The clerk will open the board. The amendment is not adopted. Are there further amendments? There being no further amendments, the question before the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Posthumous.
Continuing on the order of second reading of bills, move that the House take up calendar item number 95, House Bill 5577.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Calendar item number 95, House Bill 5577, introduced by Representative Roth, a bill to amend an act to describe, define, and officially adopt certain systems of coordinates for designating the position of points on or near the surface of the earth within this state. The people of the state of Michigan enact.
The bill will be considered read for a second time by its title. Are there amendments? There being no amendments, the question before the House is advancing the bill to the order of third reading. Hearing no objection, the bill is on third reading. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Posthumous.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move that the House proceed to the order of third reading of bills in order to take up Senate Bill 274 and place it on its immediate passage.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Senate Bill 274, a bill to amend the Michigan Memorial Highway Act. People of the state of Michigan enact.
The bill will be considered read for a third time by its title. Are there amendments? There are not. The chair recognizes Speaker Hall.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise in favor today of this legislation to rename a portion of US 131 in Kalamazoo County as the Master Sergeant Gregory T. Coos Memorial Highway. And by the way, this is the stretch between I-94 and Parkview, and I think this is the best stretch you could get on 131. I don't know how it was available, but it's a really good stretch. It happens to be in Representative Rogers' district, but it's a very good one. And fitting. It really is fitting for Master Sergeant Coos to have this spot, the prime spot on 131. And Master Sergeant Coos was a 19-year veteran of the United States Air Force. He embodied the very best of Michigan and America. He was just 38 years old when he made the ultimate sacrifice on October 11, 2015, during Operation Freedom Sentinel in Afghanistan. He was serving with the 3rd Manpower Requirement Squadron out of Scott Air Force Base when his helicopter crashed while landing. But today we remember how he lived. And I think him and I would have got along very well. I understand he was a world champion smack talker. He loved the University of Michigan. He was a big fan. I wish he could have been here to see the national championship for Michigan basketball. I think he would have loved that. But he enjoyed bowling, basketball, softball, golf, and running. And he attended Comstock High School, where he ran track, and he still today holds the Comstock High School 800-meter record. That's pretty good. It's been a few years, but he still holds it. He was a perpetual cornhole champion and very good at playing cards and euchre, so that's great. He leaves behind his wife, Tori, and his children, Madeline, Ileana, Tristan, and Caleb, and his mother, Linda, and his siblings, Michael, Patricia, and Brian. I know he really treasured his role as a husband and was there for his family even when he was overseas. I know people described him as a person who was fun-loving, vivacious, and kind-hearted, with a great sense of humor and laugh that filled every room, and a zest for life that was contagious. So today we're going to hopefully vote for this bill and really honor the legacy of Master Sergeant Gregory Coos and everything he gave for our state and our country. And may this memorial serve as a reminder of the courage, character, and contagious joy of this true Michigan hero. And I ask all of you to join me in voting yes on this bill.
The question before the House is on the passage of the bill. A record roll call vote is required. All those in favor will vote aye. Those opposed, nay. The clerk will open the board. The clerk will close the board. Representative Kelly votes aye. The clerk will tally, display, and announce the vote.
Madam Speaker, on the question of final passage of Senate Bill 274, there are 104 aye votes and 0 nay votes.
A majority of the members elected and serving having voted in favor, therefore, the bill has passed. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Posthumous.
Move for immediate effect.
The Majority Floor Leader moves for immediate effect. All those in favor will rise. Immediate effect is ordered. Chair recognizes Speaker Hall.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I wanted to announce our special guest here today, the wife of Master Sergeant Gregory CAUCUS. Tori CAUCUS is here today with me on the floor.
Colleagues, please join me in welcoming Mrs. CAUCUS to the Michigan House of Representatives. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Posthumous.
Continuing on the order of third reading of bills, move that the House take up calendar item number 110, House Bill 4720, and place it on its immediate passage.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Calendar item number 110, House Bill 4720, introduced by Representative Smit, a bill to amend the Michigan election law. People of the state of Michigan enact.
The bill will be considered read for a third time by its title. Are there amendments? There are no amendments. The question before the House is the passage of the bill. The record roll call vote is required. All those in favor will vote aye. Those opposed, nay. The clerk will open the board. Members, the board will be closing shortly. You may vote at your desks. The clerk will close the board. Representative Kelly votes aye. The clerk will tally, display, and announce the vote.
Madam Speaker, on the question of final passage of House Bill 4720, there are 63 aye votes and 41 nay votes.
A majority of the members elected and serving having voted in favor, therefore, the bill has passed. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Posthumous.
I move for immediate effect.
The majority floor leader moves for immediate effect. All those in favor will rise. Immediate effect is ordered. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Posthumous.
Continuing on the order of third reading of bills, move that the House take up calendar item number 97, House Bill 4765, and place it on its immediate passage.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Calendar item number 97, House Bill 4765, introduced by Representative Woolford, a bill to amend the Michigan election law. People of the state of Michigan enact.
The bill will be considered read for a third time by its title. Are there amendments? There are not. Speaker recognizes Representative MacDonell.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise today in opposition to House Bill 4765. Let's begin with one simple fact. Michigan's election system is one of the safest, most secure, and fairest in the country. This House cannot legislate that fact away, even if it tries. Here's another fact. Only U.S. citizens can vote in our elections. That's the law, and it's been the law for generations. And for generations, this country and this state have run safe, secure elections while ensuring eligible citizens can freely exercise their right to vote. That did not change in 2016 or 2020. It did not change in 2024, and it won't change in 2026. What did change was the rhetoric surrounding our elections and the misinformation that followed. That's why we're debating this bill today. House Bill 4765 does not solve a real problem. Instead, it breathes new life into the fantastical claim that our elections are somehow unsafe and illegitimate, a claim that has been investigated, litigated, and repeatedly disproven. What this bill does is to make it harder for eligible U.S. citizens to cast the vote they are already entitled to cast. House Bill 4765 would force voters to produce documentary proof of citizenship before their voter registration application can even be considered. That may sound simple, but in practice, it means more excessive bureaucracy and more unjustified barriers between eligible Michiganders and the ballot box. And who will feel those barriers the most? It will not be the affluent voter with a passport stored safely in a drawer. It will be the adoptee who may have to sort through sealed or amended records that don't reflect the name they've lived their life by, or navigate complex paperwork just to prove something that has never been in doubt. It will be the young person who grew up in foster care, moving from home to home, where important records were sometimes lost, scattered, or never easily within reach. It will be the person with a disability who already faces too many barriers in everyday life, now asked to overcome yet another set of bureaucratic hurdles just to access the documents they need to exercise a fundamental right. And it will be tens of thousands of people in my community all across this state, seniors, veterans, newlyweds, working people, and citizens of goodwill from all walks of life. These are the people who will face new barriers and red tape this bill corrects. Instead of reassuring voters that democracy welcomes them, this bill sends the opposite message, that fueling disproven partisan narratives is more important than protecting our right to vote. This bill attempts to address a problem that does not exist. It disempowers voters and strips them of their voice. It is nothing more than a poll tax in sheep's clothing, nothing more than a desperate attempt to keep a sinking ship afloat. I must therefore ask for a no vote on this bill to protect the right for every Michigander and to stress Michigan's long history of free, fair, and secure elections. Thank you.
As a reminder, the speakers, please keep your comments directed to the speaker in the chair, not to the rest of the body. Thank you. Speaker recognizes Representative Foreman.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise today in strong opposition to House Bill 4765, which would force Michigan residents to provide expensive documentary proof of citizenship when registering to vote in our elections. This bill would create a financial barrier for citizens to exercise their constitutional right to vote by requiring people to update their licenses, get passports, or update birth certificates if their name has changed, something many married women experience. Updating these documents is not cheap, and it takes time that a lot of working folks don't have. Bogging down our process and bureaucracy and additional paperwork certainly doesn't help voters. Not to mention that it already disrespects the more than 1,500 locally elected clerks who serve tirelessly every election to ensure ballots are secure and accurately counted. Having worked in a clerk's office myself, I can say with conviction that Michigan's clerks are members of our community, and they have all dedicated themselves to protecting safe, accurate, and accessible elections for our citizens, and they are exceptional at their jobs. Increasing the burden on these hardworking election officials and workers will not make our elections safer, but instead will make our elections more cumbersome and expensive to run. All this legislation would do is risk the disenfranchisement of tens of thousands of eligible voters while burdening our local election administrators and eroding trust in their work. As Michiganders, they don't deserve that, and Michiganders don't deserve to see their representatives putting up barriers to their right to vote. I urge a no vote on this legislation to show our local clerks that we value and believe in their work, and to ensure every eligible voter's right to choose their representation without forcing them to pay up first. Thank you.
Speaker recognizes Representative Shriver.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise in strong support of House Bill 4765. While the proof of citizenship requirement is getting most of the attention, there's an important but underrated part of this bill that closes a real gap in our current system. Right now, Michigan's automatic voter registration process at the Secretary of State and other agencies can still push people toward the voter rolls even if they have not provided any documentation showing they are a United States citizen. This bill fixes that. This bill requires actual proof of citizenship, a birth certificate, passport, naturalization papers, or one of the other clear documents listed in it before anyone can be automatically registered to vote. Moreover, this bill adds a simple opt-out for anyone who does not want to be registered. For accountability, this policy adds monthly public data reports on how the process is working and protects citizenship documents from public release. This is straightforward election integrity. It ensures only citizens are being added to our voter rolls through government interactions, while making sure eligible citizens can still register easily if they choose to do so. I urge my colleagues to support House Bill 4765. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Speaker recognizes Representative Wooden.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Well, it's me again, and I don't think anyone should be surprised I am opposed to this legislation. Rather than repeat the exact same points I've raised before, I want to share a few stats and figures. The first is 80%. Supporters of this legislation, and those like it, have often claimed that 80% of Americans support the federal equivalent of this bill, the SAVE Act. And while 80% of Americans support voter ID laws, House Bill 4765 is not a voter ID law, and they should not be conflated. Michigan already has a voter ID law on the books. It's been on the books since 1997 and robustly enforced since the year 2007. There is no credible poll that I could find that states that 80% of adults in this country believe you should have to provide a passport or a birth certificate or other documented proof of citizenship before being allowed to register to vote. In fact, a poll from late February of this year showed 56% of Americans now oppose requiring such documents being shown before registering. The next number I want to bring to our attention is $150 million. That is the amount of new fees Michiganders will have to pay if they want to continue using their current driver's license or state-issued ID to vote. The only current form of a driver's license or state-issued ID that verifies citizenship is the enhanced ID. For every current driver's license or real ID holder in Michigan to switch to an enhanced ID, it will cost $150 million in additional registration fees. Now, at a time when Michiganders are struggling to make ends meet, this bill will saddle people with new fees for an issue that is so astonishingly rare, it is virtually non-existent. Which brings me to my third number. That is 0.00028%. That is the percentage of non-citizens who illegally voted in the 2024 presidential election in Michigan after the Department of State conducted a full and conclusive audit last year and referred those individuals to the Attorney General for prosecution. This percentage is in line with similar audits conducted in states like Georgia, Ohio, Texas, and Louisiana, all confirming the statistically insignificant number of non-citizens illegally voting. Now, like the supporters of this legislation, I wish that number were zero. I wish a lot of crime rates were zero, Madam Speaker. But I do not know, but I do know that a 0.00028% rate is pretty darn close to zero, and that the outcome of exactly 0 elections were determined by this small and narrow rate, and far smaller than the number of legal citizens who will be denied their right to vote if this legislation passes. The fourth number is 715,000. That is the number of legal citizens living in Michigan whose right to vote will be jeopardized because they do not have such documented proof of citizenship readily available. It is estimated that 9% of U.S. citizens do not have a passport, birth certificate, or other documented proof of citizenship at home. While many may be able to obtain these documents ahead of an election, other citizens will not. Citizens like Stephen Fish, a 45-year-old warehouse worker in eastern Kansas, who was one of the 31,000 citizens in Kansas who were denied the ability to register to vote after they passed similar legislation in the year 2011. Because he was unable to produce the acceptable documents when registering to vote, he was denied the right he should have been afforded as an American citizen. Now, Mr. Fish understood the rationale behind the law, likening it to shop owners who put locks on their doors if they're afraid of a robbery. But as Mr. Fish put it, the locks didn't work. You caught a bunch of people who didn't do anything wrong. We have similar stories in Arizona, who saw 47,000 citizens denied their legal right to vote after a similar proof of citizenship law was implemented in their state. In an attempt to block 15 non-citizens from illegally voting, this bill in reality blocks tens of thousands of Michigan citizens from legally voting in state elections, something that could absolutely impact the outcome of an election. It's no wonder that Scott Schwab, the current Republican Secretary of State in Kansas, who championed its previous proof of citizenship law while a legislator, now says states and the federal government shouldn't touch it. So I ask my colleagues to heed the advice of those who have lived it. Don't lock people out who did nothing wrong. Don't deny thousands of citizens the right to vote in state elections because an insignificant percent of people who voted in 2024 broke a law. Don't saddle Michiganders with more fees and more red tape during a cost of living crisis just to exercise their legal right to vote. Please vote no on House Bill 4765. Thank you.
The Speaker recognizes Representative Woolford.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you for your for this opportunity to speak in support of House Bill 4765. And now the truth. Michigan families are tired of wondering whether their vote still counts. We've seen documented instances where non-citizens ended up on the voter file, not only in Michigan, but around the country. It's important to remember that every improper ballot cancels out the lawful vote of a Michigan citizen. So no chaos, no games, no dissolution of citizen votes. This is not partisan. In fact, actual polls show over 80% of Americans, including large majorities of Democrats and independents, support requiring proof of citizenship to vote. So this isn't a matter of party, it's about basic fairness. But for me, this is also very personal. My wife is American of Mexican heritage. Her parents came here, and like others, they have the same story. They worked hard, they saved, they paid taxes, they paid into Social Security, they bought property, and they built a life for their children. They love this country, and they themselves proudly have earned the right to vote. Like those in the early 1900s, Germans, Italians, Polish, those who came legally and started businesses, they built houses, they stood in line, passed exams, and pledged allegiance to America. German families did it, Italians, Polish, they did it, Vietnam refugees did it, Indian professionals did it, and they did it because they respected citizenship so much that they earned it. Citizenship was not handed to them, it was earned. So how dare we diminish the sacrifice allowing non-citizens to participate in elections? How dare we take from those who followed the law, paid taxes, and built this country, and then tell them that citizenship no longer carries that unique responsibility or privilege? Also, we wouldn't be having this debate if our borders were secure, period. Open borders equal non-citizen voting. And make no mistake about it, we're facing a very serious problem in this country. A recent federal study shows that 64% of all arrests by federal authorities involve non-citizens. Many of these individuals entered this country illegally and are now residing here unlawfully. Think about it. In most countries, if you break immigration laws, the punishment is swift. Deportation, fines, and detention. Some countries deny entry for years if someone attempts to overstay or circumvent the legal process. And I can tell you this from personal experience because I've traveled to 13 countries. I had to tell them my business, why I was there, how long I was going to stay, and my location. Yet here in America, we reward those who break the law by allowing them to remain, and in some cases, participate in elections before those who patiently waited in line. So why would anybody choose to wait in line, follow the rules, and earn citizenship the right way if others can bypass the system? American citizenship is unique. It is precious, it's earned, and we must protect it. I also speak to you as a United States Marine, my wife earning the title Marine and United States Army soldier. My daughter's a United States Marine. Service and sacrifice are not abstract ideas to me and my family. And I think of my friend, a Marine, deployed overseas to defend democratic principles. He was struck by an IED, lost his leg, the other one was mangled. He endured years in Walter Reed and dozens of surgeries. And when I asked him what was one of the things that bothered him the most, he said that it was the thought that he fought to defend the right of American citizens to vote and to help others build fair systems in their countries, only to see our own system weakened by carelessness. And that is what is at stake today. Our Declaration of Independence declares that the government derives its power, their just powers, from the consent of the governed. That means citizens. That is the social impact, the social compact. The United States Constitution structures a republic where political power flows from its citizens. Even leaders across party lines have recognized this. President Barack Obama said, "The right to vote is the foundation of our democracy." President Ronald Reagan reminded us that citizenship is and always will be the heart and the soul of our democracy. Now, I anticipate, as we've heard, that some will argue that this bill somehow hurts women. And I find that claim deeply disheartening. To suggest that women are less capable of meeting the same citizenship verification standards as men is truly offensive. Women serve in combat. Women run businesses. They raise families. Women have earned degrees, built communities, and fought for their own right to vote. They meet the standards of citizenship every single day. And we shouldn't be surprised at those in opposition. They can't define what a woman is. They can't understand that men shouldn't play in women's sports.
Representative.
Thank you.
Speaker recognizes Representative Minority Leader Fitzgerald.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I believe that we've taken quite a wandering journey to arrive at many points that related to the act of voting and providing citizenship in elections, and I ask that comments be related and germane to the legislation before us. Thank you.
Thank you. Representative Woolford. Speaker recognizes Representative Woolford. Please keep your comments germane to the bill before the body.
Okay, thank you. This bill does not target women. It doesn't target minorities. It doesn't target legal immigrants. It protects citizens. It protects them equally, fairly, and transparently. Scripture reminds us in Proverbs 11:1 that a false balance is an abomination, but a just weight is his delight. And in 1 Corinthians 14:40 says, "Let all things be decent and in order." An honest system, clear rules, and equal standards. That's what this bill establishes. House Bill 4765 does not change who becomes a citizen. It does not alter naturalization. It simply affirms that in Michigan, voting in our state and local elections is reserved for its citizens and citizens alone. It has, as it has always been understood in American law and tradition. So in Michigan, your vote as a Michigan citizen is sacred. This is not a red issue. It's not a blue issue. It truly is a red, white, and blue issue. So let us pass House Bill 4765 and send a clear message that citizenship matters, the rule of law matters, and that every voice and every lawful voter in this state will be protected. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The question before the House is the passage of the bill. A record roll call vote is required. All those in favor vote aye. Those opposed, nay. The clerk will open the board. clerk will close the board. Representative Kelly votes aye. Representative Leitner votes aye. The clerk will tally, display, and announce the vote.
Madam Speaker, with the question of final passage of House Bill 4765, there are 58 aye votes and 46 nay votes.
A majority of the members elected and serving having voted in favor, therefore, the bill has passed. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Postumus.
I move for immediate effect.
The Majority Floor Leader moves for immediate effect. All those in favor will rise. Immediate effect is ordered. Phil Newt. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Postumus.
Continuing on the order of third reading of bills, move that the House take up calendar item number 117, House Bill 5688, and place it on its immediate passage.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
Calendar item number 117, House Bill 5688, introduced by Representative Hoadley, a bill to amend the General Sales Tax Act, People of the State of Michigan enact.
The bill will be considered read for a third time by its title. Are there amendments? There are not. The question before the House is the passage of the bill. A record roll call vote is required. All those in favor will vote aye. Those opposed, nay. The clerk will open the board. TV 19, WZMQ out of Marquette has permission to record today's session. The clerk will close the board, tally, display, and announce the vote.
Madam Speaker, on the question of final passage of House Bill 5688, there are 81 aye votes and 23 nay votes.
A majority of the members elected and serving having voted in favor, therefore, the bill has passed. Speaker recognizes majority floor leader Posthumous.
Move for immediate effect.
The majority floor leader moves for immediate effect. All those in favor will rise. Immediate effect is ordered. Speaker recognizes majority floor leader Posthumous.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move that the House proceed to the order of motions and resolutions in order to take up calendar item number 1, House Resolution 265.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
House Resolution number 265, introduced by Representative Bierlein, was passed for the day during a previous session.
The question is on, before the House is on the adoption of House Resolution 265. All those in favor of the resolution will say aye. Those opposed, nay. The resolution is adopted. Speaker recognizes majority floor leader Posthumous.
Continuing on the order of motions and resolutions, I move that the House take up House Resolution 269.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
House Resolution number 269, introduced by Representative Byrnes, a resolution to call on the United States House and Senate Committees on Armed Services to investigate the February 28, 2026 strike on Shajara Taibe Primary School and call on United States Secretary of War Pete Hegseth to resign.
The resolution is referred to the Committee on Government Operations. Speaker recognizes majority floor leader Posthumous.
Continuing on the order of motions and resolutions, I move that the House take up House Resolution 270.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
House Resolution number 270, introduced by Representative Brenda Carter, a resolution calling on the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development and the Michigan State Housing Development Authority to increase investments towards subsidized housing preservation, rehabilitation, and developments, and to improve existing public housing authority compliance with all federal and state health, safety, and habitability laws and regulations.
The resolution is referred to the Committee on Government Operations. Speaker recognizes majority floor leader Posthumous.
Continuing on the order of motions and resolutions, I move that the House take up House Resolution 271.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
House Resolution number 271, introduced by Representative Mueller, a resolution to declare April 13th through 17th, 2026 as National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week in the state of Michigan.
The question before the House is on the adoption of House Resolution 271. All those in favor of the resolution will say aye. Those opposed, nay. The resolution is adopted. Speaker recognizes majority floor leader Posthumous.
Continuing on the order of motions and resolutions, I move that the House take up House Resolution 272.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
House Resolution number 272, introduced by Representative Bierlein, a resolution to declare April 2026 as County Government Month in the state of Michigan.
Speaker recognizes majority floor leader Posthumous.
Move to pass for the day.
Without objection, so ordered. Speaker recognizes majority floor leader Posthumous.
Continuing on the order of motions and resolutions, I move that the House take up House Resolution 273.
Without objection, so ordered. The clerk will read.
House Resolution number 273, introduced by Representative Johnsen, a resolution to declare April 2026 as Child Abuse Prevention Month in the state of Michigan.
Members, we've got a colleague wishing to address the body. Please give her your attention. The Speaker recognizes Representative Johnsen.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise in support of recognizing April as Child Abuse Prevention Month. Every child deserves to be safe at home. That should not be up for debate, but we know too many kids in Michigan are still being hurt or neglected, and that is something we cannot ignore. This starts with strong families and strong communities. It also means making sure the systems in place in our Michigan government protect children, and what we are promising to the public, we are actually doing. When we fall short, we need to fix the systems. Prevention also matters. Paying attention matters. Speaking up when something is wrong matters. I also want to recognize the people on the front lines who step in when children need help. Thank you. That work is very difficult, and it does not go unnoticed. This month is a reminder, but it should also push us to do better. We have a responsibility to our children, to protect them, to nurture them. That comes first. I ask for your support. Thank you.
The question before the House is on the adoption of House Resolution 273. All those in favor of the resolution will say aye. Those opposed, nay. The resolution is adopted. Speaker recognizes Majority Floor Leader Posthumous.
Just to let the members know, there will be no further voting today. When the House adjourns, it stands adjourned until Wednesday, April 15th, 2026 at 1:30 p.m.
The House will stand at ease at the call of the chair.
The House come to order. Proceed to notices.
The House Appropriations Subcommittee on Labor and Economic Opportunity will meet Wednesday, April 15th at 9:30 a.m., room 352 of the Capitol.
There being no further business to come before the House, Representative Andrews moves that the House do now adjourn. Hearing no objection, the House will stand adjourned until Wednesday, April 15th, 2026 at 1:30 p.m.